everyone. Welcome to the Grow Your Business Smarter, Live Your Optimal Life TV show. Hi, I'm your host. I'm Dr. Davia Shepherd, and I host an amazing group in addition to hosting this show. Our group is called the Ladies Power Lunch Group. And basically, I know you can find women in business who are doing amazing things just about anywhere, but what makes us different is that we are women in business doing amazing things and also supporting each other in the process. Because what we know is that when women support each other, everybody wins. Not just you winning by supporting somebody and somebody else winning by being supported, but the entire community wins. Because when I'm able to do my job better, then I light up my folks. And when my folks get lit up, they can light up their people. And on it goes until somehow, just by being women in business and supporting each other, the entire community benefits and the world becomes a better place. I know this sounds really, really grandiose, but I've got to tell you, it all starts somewhere. And even the most mighty oak grew from a tiny acorn. And so our commitment to each other in Ladies Power Lunch is to support each other every single day. So if you're not already a member of our amazing community, may I invite you, come join us. Just go to growsmarter.com/login. And there you'll find information about how to attend our monthly networking meetings. You'll find information about how to be a part of our outstanding and a very engaged Facebook community. And you'll also find resources left there by women in business who've been there, who've done that, and who are inviting you not to recreate the wheel. And they've left their resources so that you can benefit. So come join us, growsmarter.com/login. Okay, on with this show. Today, I am so excited. I know I say it all the time, I'm excited, but believe me, it is so true. I'm so excited to welcome Mary. Mary is a dear friend, and she has very recently published a brand new book, and it's called The Secrets in Your Closet. Mary's a fashion therapist, and she's going to share with us today her gifts and talents. So, Mary, welcome. Thank you so much for saying yes to being a part of our show today. Will you share with everybody who you are and just a little bit about what it is that you do in the world?
Absolutely. And first of all, thank you so much for having me, Dr. Davia. It is such a pleasure to reconnect with you. And you're right, we have been friends a very long time, and I feel so blessed to have you as part of my life. So thank you. So, everyone, yes, my name is Mary Carangelo. I am a fashion therapist. I literally take the crazy out of your closet. My background is in education. I have my MSW, Master's in Social Work, focused on family therapy. And I've also been styling women for the past 14 years. And through those 14 years, what I have learned is that I wasn't only putting clothes on a woman's body, I was literally changing how they felt about themselves. And I built their confidence through the tool of the clothing that they chose to wear each day.
That's a really interesting story, Mary, because you're coming from a background in teaching and in, working with clinical counseling.
Mhm.
How do you tell us the whole story about how you go from being in that area to being a fashion therapist?
Well, I was fortunate enough, Dr. Devia, to stay home with my three children who are now adulting in the world. And I left teaching, I left family therapy so I could stay home and be with them and raise them. So I was fortunate to be able to do that. But in the interim, I always had this entrepreneurial itch. Like I was always reinventing myself. I was always the woman that had the parties per se, the Longaberger basket parties, the Tupperware parties, any kind of party that I could have, I was having them at my house. Then I was inventing all of these businesses. I was going to start off. There was this company up out in New York City called Batter Up Kids. And I was going to buy into that franchise and utilize my teaching background and my family therapy background to launch this company. But it was so cost prohibitive, and it was going to take so much of my time away from my family that I nixed that very quickly and I joined a multi level marketing company, believe it or not, called Cabby. And that is based out in California. And what that company does, it brings the shopping experience to women's homes so that they don't have the time to go out and find new clothes for themselves. They don't have to find a babysitter. I literally show up at your doorstep with the line of clothes and I style you, and you get to shop from the comfort of your couch, which is amazing. And I didn't have any background in fashion at at all. But this company taught me everything that I needed to know as far as identifying women's body shape and being able to style it in a way that was in sync with who you are as a woman. And through those 14 years, women have really opened up their souls to me and their hearts about their opinions towards how they were feeling in their clothes and in their body. And I've captured a lot of those stories, which I have shared in my book, as well as tips and tricks of how to dress that best version of who you are.
So, Mary, here's the thing. I mean, for the most part, most of us wear clothes.
That is, I hope so. Yes, that is true. Hmm.
D- We've had conversation before about how challenging that can be. I
Hmm.
usually wait till the end to ask this question, but I'm going to ask you now. Can you give us some tips, some tricks, some things that we should all be thinking about, maybe 5 or so things that we should really focus on when we're trying to get dressed? Because we all want to put our best foot forward. And one of the things that I know is that people make snap decisions about you even before you open your mouth just by looking at you. So, how can we make sure that we're sending the right messages?
Well, you are absolutely right about that, Dr. Davia. We make a 7-second split decision when we first see someone,
7
about
seconds.
7 seconds, as
Wow.
to whether that is a person that we feel safe and that we want to approach them. And developing that like, know, and trust factor really starts off immediately the minute you walk into a room and how you present yourself. And I always think of clothing as a form of language. So if I were going to what would I have if I was going to be interviewing for Patagonia? I wouldn't show up there in an interview in a business suit. I probably would be wearing jeans and a t-shirt because that's the climate and that's the brand of that company. If I was interviewing for a corporate position, I would make sure that I was speaking their language and I would probably dress more conservative and I would choose a suit to wear. It's really understanding the language that's in front of you. So even when I do workshops and I do presentations, like who's going to be the audience? What are they, what kind of background are they coming in with? How are they going to be dressed? And so your choice of dress should always mirror the people that are in front of you to make them feel comfortable, number one. For example, Dr. Davia, I don't think that you would see your patients in pajamas because that might lower your, I want to say, is their opinion of your ability to treat them. And that white coat that doctors earn as part of that initiation to become a physician, I would imagine that that white coat holds a lot of weight as far as how individuals look at you. So I was giving a workshop once to a group of women, and a lady raised her hand, and she happened to be a nurse, and she shared with me that she was also given a white or the your scrubs, and it was her first day on the job. She had no idea what she was doing, but because she was wearing the uniform, the scrubs, people assumed that she knew what she was doing, and they treated her as such. So as far as your everyday wear, when you walk into your closet, you want to make sure that whatever you choose to wear that day is going to suit your schedule for that afternoon. You say dress for your job, dress for your day, and making sure that you're wearing clothes that sort of are picking up on the flavor of what your activities are going to be. So that's one aspect. The second would be to constantly audit your closet and to think of your closet as a living, fluctuating tool that is always changing. It's never static because we as women, we as individuals, our weight might fluctuate depending upon what's going on in our world. Our where we hold our fat might fluctuate depending upon our age. And also the seasons that we happen to be in would be fluctuating. And so your closet should always be current and reflecting your size, the season that you happen to be in, and also your lifestyle. Maybe you've just recently changed jobs, and so you no longer need those corporate pieces that are in your closet. Or maybe you just got a job and you've been a at home mom for like the past 10 years. And now all of a sudden you're re entering the workforce but yet your closet isn't really reflecting that new personality that you're taking on when you walk out the door to go to your new position. So definitely audit your closet. And when I help women audit their closets, if they choose not to do it on their own, there are a rule of 3 F's that I use. One is fit. And do the clothes fit you? And I mean truly fit your body shape. And so the things I pay attention to are the seams of your clothes. Like, where are the seams of the jackets hitting you? Is it too much material around your waist? Does the garment actually flatter your figure instead of hide your figure? Are your pants tailored to your shape? So do they fit you? And if they do not fit you, I probably would suggest that you get rid of them for now, even if you are hoping to fit into them after you've lost the extra 5 pounds or whatever that goal is that you have for yourself. But if they don't fit you today, they need to leave the space, because all they do is remind you that you haven't lost that weight quite yet. The second F is function, functionality. Do they rotate in your closet as frequently as you would like them to? Are you, again, in corporate world, so you have to constantly have like jackets and more tailored pants? You, Dr. Davia, are wearing scrubs every day. And so my guess is that you have a nice stack of folded scrubs that you don't even have to think about. You just go and grab them when you come to work. But when you have to get dressed for a special occasion, I wonder if you pause a minute, because thinking about what to wear every day is really not on your to-do list, because you already know what you're wearing. You have a uniform. But when you have to up level your look in some form or fashion, either if you're doing a presentation or if you're going to a special event, what are your go-to pieces? Do you have them already in your closet where they fit you and you're going to look amazing in them, and you don't have to think about it? They shouldn't have to cause you stress or worry or frustration when you have to dress for a different venue or a different scenario. So the third one is feel. How do the clothes physically and viscerally make you feel? So I am not a wool person. I cannot wear wool. It makes me itch. And I do not have one item in my closet that has wool in it. And I also don't wear a ton of velvet. And there's a very, very funny story in my book, The Secrets in Our Closet, about this velvet cape and velvet pair of shorts that my grandmother made for me when I was a little girl. But I'm not going to spoil the story, because I want you all to buy my book and read the story. But it's pretty funny. And yeah, I do not wear a ton of velvet now because of the feeling that it gave me when I was wearing it when I was younger. So really pay attention to the feel of your clothes. I know a lot of women love cashmere or silk or whatever it is that makes you feel comfortable. And being comfortable is really on the top of my list right now. When I was younger, I probably could wear the 2.5-inch heels and wear clothes that are a little bit more form-fitting. Being the age that I am, I really go for comfort, elegance, and simplicity. And my heels are out the door, and I have mostly like flats or kitten heels in my closet. So those are some really simple steps that you can do as far as making sure that your space is reflective of clothing that really makes you feel amazing.
Those are some great tips. I love
Yeah.
that. I was taking notes while you were talking, and you
Mhm.
talked about dressing for your day, auditing your closet, and dressing for comfort, elegance, and simplicity. What are some things that you see us doing, Mary, and you're like, I think maybe that's not the way to go. What are some of the don'ts that the fact, come on, let's imagine that we're in the fashion police in the back of that Cosmo. What are some of the don'ts that you're seeing out there?
Trying to fit into something that does not fit you. I mean, no matter
Size.
how much you suck in your tummy and belt that belt as tight as you can, if it doesn't fit you, it's going to look like it doesn't fit you. And you're going to feel uncomfortable and you're going to look uncomfortable. So, really, I mean, pay attention to that. Also, wearing clothes that are 2 sizes too big for you does not hide anything. All it does is make you look larger than what you are. So, if at all possible, try to find clothes that have a little bit of tailoring to them. They could be just simple seams down the back that just give you a waist. So, definitely find things that have a little bit of tailoring. And buying and styling your clothes in different ways can make a huge difference. For example, if you have a top that is a little bit too long for you and it cuts your body right in half, that is not going to be flattering. You always have to sort of make sure that you dress in thirds. So the top third of your body, and then the latter part. You should never be in half. And in order to help you have longer shirts, fit you appropriately, you can front tuck them, you can twist them and tuck them in really quickly. And it's hard because you're not in front of me, because I could like show you how to do all of this, but it's really playing with the proportions of your body and making sure that it works for you. We're all like snowflakes. We are not exactly the same, and none of us. And so some of us have longer arms, shorter torsos, longer legs, shorter legs, but yet we all expect to look the same in the same size clothes. I will share with you a little secret that the fashion world uses. And they have something they call fit models. Have you ever heard of fit models
Yes.
before? All right. So each brand has their own fit model. And this fit model typically has even proportions, meaning, the torso is pretty normal. The length of their arms are, typically a very, normal length. It's not same as the legs. They don't have really big girls or small girls. I mean, everything is pretty neutral. And then they design the garments based upon her proportions, and they go up in size and down in size based on her, not based on us. And so when we go shopping and we take out a beautiful outfit that was made for the fit model's proportions and it doesn't fit our proportions, all that does for us is to, unfortunately give us reasons to be self-critical and to feel badly about the size that we're trying on. Where in fact, what we should be looking at is maybe other brands that might have a different size fit model, or we might consider tailoring those clothes in order to fit our body shape. I know I have a lot of women who are petite, and their main complaint is, well, do you have anything in petite sizes? And I don't, because it's a whole nother level of fit going up and down in sizes. And so what that person
Mhm.
has to do is really find a tailor to fit those clothes to her body. And that's true for all of us. We always have to make sure that we have a tailor that we trust and that we can go to help tailor the clothes to our body shapes.
I love that because my size is not what's considered typical. I do have what you have called in the past an hourglass shape. And so I am larger in the bust and also in the hips, but I have a smaller waist. And
Mhm.
so finding something that fits the waist and the hips at the same time never happens. Like
Correct.
it seems like it's an impossibility. And so I've been using tailors mostly at the dry cleaners, to be honest, since I was a teenager, and that's just something that I have done over many, many years, so I totally get what it is that you're saying. Before we go though, Mary, I'd love for you to tell us a little bit about your book. I am so excited to share your book with everyone. I wanna know, how did you decide that you were gonna write this book?
Well, I had a bunch of post-it notes all over my house, loose leaf papers that were stuck in every file cabinet that I had. And I kept doing these PowerPoint presentations for the workshops that I was invited to do for different organizations. And I finally said, I have to find a vessel for all of my, intellectual property to be in one place. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to try to write a book. And I found this wonderful woman, Delpha, and she helped me organize it on this amazing platform called Reedsy, Reedsy. If you are
Mhm.
thinking about writing a book, this is a great place just to put your notes into it, because it categorizes them by chapters, and it's super easy just to edit it yourself. But in the secrets in our closet, I have captured again the stories that women have shared with me throughout the years about their relationship with clothes. There was a whole section in there about the how-tos, how to identify your body shape and how to dress your body shape. And also, all the way at the back, I have a special gift of how to pack for trips. It's a really short read. It is a quick read, and the responses I have gotten thus far from my friends and other clients who have purchased and read it, they think that it's amazing and that they're really going to use this as a tool to help them in their own closets in order to be very purposeful in their purchases and in dressing their bodies, because we waste a lot of money by buying things that really don't work for us.
That is so true. How can people find your book, Mary?
Oh, well, you can contact me directly. I'll be more than happy to put one in the mail for you. Or you can go on Amazon where you can find everything. You can
I
just type
know.
in my name, Mary Carangelo, and the Secrets in Our Closet will pop up, and you have a choice of buying the hard copy version or the paperback, like Dr. Davi has.
I didn't see the hard copy. I would have gotten that. I love having hardcover books, so I might have to, even though I already have the soft cover, I might have to go back and order that one. That's wonderful.
Awesome. And you also can find me in two different events the next couple of weeks. On December 7th, I'm going to be in Torrington at Crystal Teal and Company from 1 to 4 doing a book signing. Do you know Crystal?
Yay!
Crystal's
Oh,
awesome. She has amazing jewelry, and
yes.
she invited me to come and share some space with her, and we'll have hot cocoa and treats and all that fun stuff. And then also, if you ever heard of Suburban Living in Simsbury, they're having a huge holiday market, and I will be there also with my book, so I can answer questions about any fashion difficulties you've been having, and you can pick up my book. It's a great stocking stuffer. I mean, it's only $20 and fits in stockings. And I think any woman would enjoy, reading it and gaining the knowledge that I have gained these past 14 years in a very concise and easily understood format.
Thank you so much, Mary. That's wonderful. And how can people connect with you?
You can find me on Facebook, Mary Carangelo. You can and MC Styling, and also on Instagram, MC Styling.
Okay, that's wonderful. And of course, folks can find Mary inside our Ladies Power Lunch community at GoSmarter.harder.com/login. And that's where you'll be able to connect with all the amazing women that you see coming on this show. Mary, at the end of every show, I very quickly pull a card just as a thought for the day. And it's so interesting because very often it seems to have some bearing on the conversation that we're having. And I have been really invited to pull from this deck. It's by Colette Baron Reed. It's
Mhm.
called The Enchanted Map. And the card that I just pulled for us, it says Field of Dreams. Field of Dreams. So I'm interested to see what that thought is and what you think of it. It says, your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are always engaging the vast field of pure potential. This is the perfect time to harness the field of vast potential not yet realized in your life. Great abundance is yours if you're willing to do the work alongside the gentle gardener. Be clear about your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Concentrate on your best life regardless of the temporary outer conditions imposed upon you by the greater world, which has its own story to tell. You have a basket full of seeds that are quite powerful, for your talents are divinely inspired and will indeed lead to a great harvest to be shared with others. You will reap what you have sown. Dream big, dream beautiful, take action, and tend to the garden of your life and experience the extraordinary. What's this saying for you, Mary?
Okay, so here's an announcement for you and for many of my Cabby clients. This is my last year with Cabby,
Mhm.
and I am expanding my garden and my field to do other things. One of which is having retreats just like yourself, Dr. Davia. I did
Mhm.
a glamping retreat over the summertime, and glamping is camping, but with a little bit of glamour. And we ladies stepped out in tents and we had holistic practices like sound healing and forest bathing, layered with other educational workshops. And it was so well received that I have decided to do this again this upcoming summer. And I may be doing two glamping events. And I've also just taken a group of women to Paris, France for a fashion excursion. And they enjoyed that so much. I've already signed on for another event. And I also want to do more speaking engagements, more workshops around my book, because I think I have a lot to teach women in regards to dressing themselves and helping them understand the relationship with their clothing. And so that card, as you were reading it, I was like, yeah, that is absolutely what is happening in my world right now. I mean, I am planting seeds. They're just different seeds. That's all.
I love that so much, and I can't wait to hear more about all the new things that you're going to be doing. So I invite you to come back on the show and let's talk about that soon. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much, Mary, for being a part of the show today. Thank you, everybody, for watching along with us. Thanks for being such an outstanding audience, and I'll see you all on the next show. Bye,
Thank you,
everyone.
Dr. Davia. Bye bye, everyone.